Welcome to Law Story. In today's video, we continue the series on Gaddafi. On the night of the 1st of September 1969, Libya awoke to the sound of revolution. King Idris, an aging monarch who had ruled since independence in 1951, was in Turkey for medical treatment. In his absence, a group of young officers, the Free Unionist Officers movement, carried out a bold coup. Among them was a 27-year-old captain, little known outside the barracks, named Muammar Gaddafi. The coup was bloodless. Tanks surrounded key government buildings in Tripoli and Benghazi, and within hours, the monarchy was swept aside. Radio Benghazi crackled to life with an announcement.
The corrupt regime has been overthrown. Libya is now free.
A new ruling body was formed, the Revolutionary Command Council, or RCC, made up of 12 officers. Gaddafi, despite only a captain, quickly emerged as his leader. The young soldier, inspired by Gamal Abdel Nasser's Egyptian Revolution of 1952, positioned himself as the face of Libya's new future. Gaddafi moved swiftly, consolidating power. On the 1st of September of that same year, the monarchy was formally abolished, and Libya was declared the Libyan Arab Republic. The new regime promised justice, equality, and a rejection of foreign domination. In his first speeches, Gaddafi invoked Arab unity, Islam, and anti-imperialism. His message resonated in a country long dominated by outsiders. In the beginning, it was the Italians, then the British and Americans, and always foreign oil companies. King Idris, exiled, living in Egypt, was stunned at how easily the monarchy collapsed. For many Libyans, Idris was a symbol of stagnation. Distant, old, and unable to harness the wealth pouring in from oil discoveries in the 50s and 60s. The young officers, in contrast, promised to restore dignity. One of the first acts of Gaddafi's reign was to target the presence of foreign powers. At the time, Libya hosted major US and British bases, including Wheelus Air Base, a sprawling American installation near Tripoli, sometimes called Little America. To Gaddafi, these were symbols of colonial subjugation. By March 1970, he had ordered the closure of all British and American bases. Thousands of foreign troops withdrew, and Wheelus was handed over to the Libyan army. To many Arabs, this was an act of defiance, unmatched in the region. Gaddafi, barely in his late 20s, had forced two global powers to leave. Later that same year, he turned on Libya's former colonizers. In September 1970, known as the Year of Liberation, he expelled nearly 20,000 Italians who had settled in Libya during Mussolini's colonial rule. Their land, villas, and businesses were confiscated and redistributed to Libyans. The symbolism was clear. Colonial privilege was over. Oil was the lifeblood of Libya, and here too Gaddafi made his mark. When he seized power, Libya produced about 3 million barrels a day, making it one of the top exporters in the world. Yet most profits went to foreign oil giants. In 1970 and 71, Gaddafi forced companies like Occidental Petroleum and BP to renegotiate contracts, raising Libya's share of profits to over 55%. This shocked the global oil industry. Some companies threatened to withdraw, but Libya's high-quality crude and proximity to Europe made it too valuable. They had no choice but to comply. Gaddafi's boldness paid off. By 1971, Libya's oil revenues skyrocketed. These funds would fuel sweeping social reforms, healthcare, education, and infrastructure projects, laying the foundation of his rule. Domestically, Gaddafi presented himself as a man of the people. He rejected the pomp of previous monarchs and presidents, appearing in traditional Bedouin robes. Often living in tents during official visits, he spoke directly to crowds in emotional, fiery speeches. Like his idol, Gamal Abdel Nasser, he styled himself as a revolutionary Arab nationalist. He opposed Israel, supported the Palestinian cause, and called for the unification of the Arab world. Yet behind the charisma, Gaddafi's grip on power was tightening. Political parties were banned. Opponents of the revolution were sidelined or silenced. The council, though nominally collective, increasingly revolved around Gaddafi's personal authority. By the early 70s, Libya was transformed. The monarchy was gone. Foreign powers had been expelled. Oil was under national control, and the young colonel stood as one of the Arab world's most daring leaders. But his ambitions did not stop there. Gaddafi was not content with ruling Libya alone. He dreamed of reshaping the Arab world, of exporting revolution, and of constructing a new kind of society, neither capitalist nor communist.
Why you support the IRA in Ireland?
Because Ireland is a nation struggling to become independent from Britain.
I said the IRA because the Colonel is aware, I presume, that Ireland has been independent for decades.
Then if Ireland is supposed to be independent, British soldiers must be in Northern Ireland to colonize part of the country.
Could I ask you about one incident which I must admit President Sadat himself told me personally about this summer, and which was written about too, which affected the British, which was the QE2, the Queen Elizabeth liner. He told me that there was one point at which you wished to sink that ship when it was on charter and going to Israel. Was that a true story or was it a false story?
What interest does this have for public opinion in Britain?
It's a British ship. It's a famous, named after our Queen.
What was the ship doing there?
It was on charter to take people to Israel.
Then it is a part of one party to the hostilities and in conflict with the other party.
So you did wish to sink it?
I haven't come to that yet. I'm still talking about the ship and its relevance. Your questions show that you don't trust and believe what Sadat said.
The stage was set for the next phase of his rule, the creation of the Jamahiriya, the so-called state of the masses. Being in his late 20s, he was the architect of a revolution. He had defied kings, superpowers, and oil giants. In part 3, we'll see how he turned his vision into an ideology and how the Green Book and the Jamahiriya reshaped Libya throughout the 1970s. I thank you for watching this video.
In fact, we ill-treated in that place from some British officers. I think those officers were Jews, maybe Jews.
But ill-treated in what sort of way?
In many ways. They ill-treat us every time.
By being rude or by being bullying or?
In their all behavior towards us, They ill-treated us. They hate us anyhow.